What it is, what it was, what it could be, y'all. Welcome back to Disc Golf Justice. Today I'm gonna be doing 9 holes with the new Discraft VENOM. This is gonna be a 2-part review of the VENOM. This first video, I'm just gonna play 9 holes with the VENOM so I can see how it flies. The second video, I'll do more of a flight review and let you guys see how it flies when you release it on hyzer, flat, and anhyzer / forehand and all that. This video is sponsored by Disc Connection. Disc Connection is one of the largest disc golf retailers here in Australia. And my man Reese over there sent me this VENOM for review. So make sure you guys use code Justice5 at checkout and get you a cheeky little 5% discount when you shop at Disc Connection. I'm gonna start out here on this 490-foot downhill par 4. Because the numbers on this are a 13, 5, 0, and 3, it should be a pretty overstable disc. I reckon forehand's gonna be the play for this one. Right off the bat, I will say it doesn't feel the greatest in my hand for forehand. For backhand, it feels great. For forehands, I typically like a more flat disc, and this does got a little bit of curvature to it, a little bit of dome. So we'll see how this goes. Oh yeah? Oh, that's crushed, dude. Yeah, that's a pretty good shot for a forehand. Yeah, this actually came down here very nicely for me for a forehand. I feel like I always have to reiterate it, but I don't have a big cannon of a forehand. So this might be my new go-to distance forehand, just because like I didn't seem to get a lot of flutters or nothing with it. Got a nice clean release. See if I can't throw this in. Skip. That's a putt. So far, me likey, the VENOM. So far, me likey. Plus, how sick is the color? Next hole is a 315-foot uphill hole. I reckon this is gonna be another forehand up there, let it crash on in towards the basket. Hopefully I can get it all the way there. But for a backhand, this would be way too short of a hole, plus it's too stable of a disc, so. Oh, that headwind got him. Okay, so that thing is, I mean, I know I don't have the best forehand, but those numbers, I don't feel like it should be that flippy, eh? For the VENOM's defense, we do have a major headwind on this hole. I know it's an uphill shot, but it is a pretty severe headwind, so that's obviously gonna make it more understable. I felt like I got a pretty clean release on that shot, to be honest. See if I can't throw this in. Oh, it's way too nose up. Oh, the wind. Oh, oh. Oh, shoot, uh-oh. In hindsight, it probably wasn't a good idea to throw an overstable disc with a forehand on a lot of hyzer with the left to right wind for an upshot, but live and you learn, don't it? Nope. Nope, that's gonna be a bogue. Well, we gave our stroke right back. The next hole is about 345 feet uphill, steep uphill. We got a very severe headwind going on. I'm gonna learn from my mistakes from the last hole and not throw a forehand around this tree. I reckon I'm gonna throw the backhand, maybe even put on a little bit of hyzer, see if we can't get around this tree. It's a bit of a warning. I am going through a bit of a form change with the backhand. I have a really bad habit of my front foot opening up at the last second. So I'm really like trying to over exaggerate, keeping my hips closed when I come through, as well as keeping my arm really relaxed. Oh, that's just flippy enough that it turned around. I threw that really bad nose up. Ooh, that almost went OB. This possibly could have ended up half decent if I wouldn't have thrown it so nose up. But the fact that I threw it severely nose up and it still flipped to flat, not like it was flat nose up, like it flipped up like this, turned around the tree before, you know, fading out with that nose up. See if we can't flick this around the tree. That's quite deep. It's hard with these drivers to throw up shots, you know? It didn't go too deep. We can make this. We can make this one justice. Just put this in there, buddy. Like such. Good par save. We got a 528-foot par 4 basket's way down there, but we do got a mandrel right of a pole up here. Another hole that's uphill, but with a big headwind, so that you would feel like they kind of even each other out. But to be honest, I'm losing confidence in the stability of this disc. I still think it flies great. It just seems way more understable than what the numbers suggest, especially for being a 13 speed. Let's give a big backhand up here and see how we go. Turned all the way over. And I threw that nose up. That's kind of crazy. Again, I am going through a form change on the backhand, so it very well could just be me pulling over on the disc or something. But I don't know, it's been both forehand and backhand now where this disc has seemed pretty flippy. Like I said, we do have a decent wind blowing today, but I don't know. I just thought this disc would be way more stable than it is. Probably gonna have to do a forehand down here, but I'm pretty scared it's gonna turn over going downhill. I put like, no. I didn't put all my power into that one because I was really scared it was gonna turn over and go into those reeds, so we're actually still quite a bit short. C2. I actually did get a really clean release on this forehand, but yeah, I really powered down out of fear of turning it over. We're not in a terrible spot. It's a still makeable birdie putt. C2 should be guaranteed par if nothing else. Oh, I just barely missed it. Oh, I just barely missed that. I mean, that was like some wanted shit. This like just curved around the basket. Oh man, take a par. We got a 351 foot downhill par 3, everything to the right of this path OB. Those reeds are also OB. Normally I would throw something really overstable on the backhand and let it crash in around that big tree down there, but I just don't think this is gonna be stable enough to come back. I'm not trusting it, but I also don't really trust it to throw the forehand out of fear that it's gonna turn over and go into these reeds, and if I lose this disc into the reeds, the video's over. That being said, I think I am gonna throw the forehand. I'm just gonna really power down on it like I did on that second shot in the last hole, and hopefully we can put it down there. Oh, that almost went OB. That scared me like 6 times. Another reason I chose the forehand on this hole is because we do have that left to right wind. The wind's coming left to right now. So on the forehand, I knew that would help push it over this way. With this thing being as flippy as I'm feeling it's being on the backhand, I was afraid that wind would help push it out of bounds. So it's not what I wanted. Nope. Oh, great layup, Justice. Another par. We got a 300 foot par 3 up next. This is obviously gonna have to be another forehand hole. It's just too short of a hole. I promise there will be some backhand holes coming up. Don't worry. Just gonna have to give this another nice, smooth, very low power shot. A little bit nose up, but that should help it. Oh no, it skipped up. It skipped up onto the bank. We're good. I reckon I got a little too scared with this forehand. I was just afraid of juicing it long. It's a pretty short hole. A little C2 putt outside. See if we can't put it in there. It's gonna be a tricky one, obviously, but not even close, really. I mean, it's close to the basket, not close to going in. Well, another par. Sorry, guys. Sorry this is so boring. Hopefully we have some birdies coming. We got a 325 foot par 3 up next. To be honest, this should be another forehand hole, but for the sake of keeping things a bit more even, I am gonna throw a backhand. It's gonna be a bit dangerous. It's gonna bring some out of bounds into play. And I'm also gonna have to power down because this is way too much disc for a 325 foot hole, but we'll see what we can do. Look at that drop. Oh, that wind is just playing with it today, just a toying. I'm actually pretty curious to watch this backhand footage back and see what it's looking like, because I've only been working on this form change for like 2 days and I actually haven't taken any footage of it, so I don't know exactly what I look like. Hopefully I don't look like trash. Hopefully I look better than before, but we shall see. Definitely could have used a bit of skip here if they'd cut the grass or anything, but that's Sydney for you. Hashtag Sydney Disc Golf. Ah, I'm not a good putter anymore. I never was a good putter. What am I kidding? What am I talking about? Who would have thought? Another par. We got a 389 foot par 4. Now that I've got a few throws under my belt with this Venom, this honestly might be the perfect disc for this hole. If it's as flippy as it's been flying, to get a nice turn down there, but still be able to finish by the basket. We'll see. I mean, it's a beautiful flight. I feel like this new form change is way less effort. Like I'm not throwing nowhere near as hard and putting as much effort into it. Yeah, we landed significantly short. My biggest issue is I always try to throw too hard. So I'm really focusing on not throwing hard. And honestly, I'm happy with this distance. I don't need crazy distance. I can still get an easy birdie from here. As long as I can be accurate, which this went pretty much right where I wanted it, you know, and we got a C2 look here that we can possibly ring up. Just play catch. No. I'm not giving anything even a chance today. Whatever, easy bird. Last hole, we got a 357 foot downhill double mando through these trees with OB guarding the basket right behind it. It should be another really good disc for the backhand for this, as long as I can hit that gap. It seems like it's flippy enough, it'll turn. Hopefully get around that tree down there and sit down by the basket. I threw that on a touch of hyzer. Nice little skip down there. Another C2 putt. We know how I've been going with these today. Oh, nope. Well, what an exciting round That was, wasn't it? All right, y'all, that is gonna wrap up the 9 holes with the Discraft Venom. What do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments. It seems a little understable to me for being a 13 speed with no turn and 3 fade. I don't know, there's a lot of, it is pretty windy today. It is fairly windy today, I'll give it that. And I was throwing up hills and down hills and whatever. But I just thought this thing would be more stable. I thought it would be like a straight with a hard finish type of disc, but it does seem to have some turn to it. It does go pretty far, pretty effortlessly, like especially with the forehand. I noticed when I was really just powering down and not really trying very hard, I was still getting pretty good distance on it, going like 60%. Feels great in the hand on the backhand. Obviously the ESP plastic's incredible. For the forehand, it is a bit domey, but I got used to it, and to be honest, it feels great in the forehand. I'll probably use this. I was hoping this would replace my very stable Photon, but I just don't think it's going to. It seems like a completely different disc. This seems more like a bomber disc than an overstable disc to me. But again, let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Have you picked up a Venom, or are you gonna pick up a Venom? Let me know. Make sure you guys tune in for the flight review of the Venom that I'm gonna be doing right after this. I'm gonna be putting on hyzer flat and hyzer forehand, backhand, all of it, so you can see exactly how it flies. But if you guys like the video, make sure you give it a big old thumbs up. If you wanna see more, make sure you smash that subscribe button so you don't miss on any of my future content, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.